you should be good to go.
Okay, hi guys. I'm so excited to be here. My name is, of course, my dogs start barking right as I talk. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. My name is Lauren, and I've been an artist for about a year and a half, and I have absolutely loved singing. I knew nothing before doing this line of work, and so I'm excited to talk to you guys about kind of social media training because when I started, I had 300 followers on my Instagram account, and I've been working to grow that. And so I'm excited to share some tips with you guys. Some of them might be kind of elementary, and you might be like, Lauren, I know this, so bear with me. But at any time, if you guys have questions, just let me know. I was totally where you guys were at starting out and just not sure kind of what social media avenue to pursue, what to do, and all those things. So hopefully today I'll be able to answer some of those questions for you guys, okay? Okay, so really quick, before we start, do you guys like to use Instagram, Facebook, both? What is your platform that you guys have been using?
I use Instagram mainly
Okay,
and
I've
Twitter.
been using both.
okay, both. Okay, so when I started, I was really comfortable with Facebook. That was just kind of my network. I'm older and I had a lot of people that, those were my that was kind of my group. So had to kind of learn the ins and outs of Instagram. I definitely feel like one thing as an artist, when you start out, you have that warm market, right? You have those friends, you have those family, you have people who know and trust you. You've always already established that with people. And so once you kind of run through your warm market, that's where social media is going to come in really, really handy for you, because what we're going to do and what we're going to teach you is how to get out of that warm market, get new customers, and get them to trust and know and like you. So Instagram to me has been one of the coolest ways to get people to know you as a person, because you have stories. So are you guys already using stories? Okay. So with stories, it's super fun because you have your posts, right? And you definitely want to be posting on your main grid. That's going to definitely attract those people to your feed. But with stories, it's kind of a whole nother avenue to get to know you as a person. And so we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to share my screen, hopefully. Taylor may have to help me because I'm not good at this. Okay, I'm going to share. It says I'm sharing my iPhone, so we're going to hope it works. What? Let's see. Hold on. Give me 1 second. It's making me do a plugin. We just moved and I don't have a lot of internet yet. And so we're gonna hope this works. Okay. Connect to the Wi-Fi, tap screen mirroring. Where is that, Taylor?
Oh my God.
Got it.
Okay.
I got it. Let's hope this works. So I'm going to pull up my Instagram. If you guys want to do this with me, if you're not on your phone and you want to pull out your phone, you can kind of go and do this with me. Okay, there we go. All right. Since you guys are already using Instagram stories, some of this might be kind of elementary, okay? But basically, we're looking at my grid right now, okay? So our grid is where we're going to be doing a lot of our posting. You're doing reels and all those things. We're not going to really talk about reels. We're not going to talk about your niche, any of those things. Those are what your leader, you can go talk to them about that. I'm just going to really primarily start addressing stories. So stories, as we know, are going to be running, right? They're running all day, and you hope that it's running all day, I guess I should say. Those are one thing that you definitely want to keep going. So we're going to start, and I'm going to move this. Taylor, is there a way to move my screen up? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, I got it. All right, so we're going to talk about the first thing, which is adding a picture. Okay, super elementary. You guys know how to do that, right? To your stories. Okay, maybe I'm going to just go over that because maybe there's someone that does come on the training and does want to know how to do that. So basically, I'm just going to push that plus button. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, because I can't see it on my computer, so I just to make sure. We'll go to story, and then I'm just going to add a picture. So let's say, there's my neighbor's house. Let's say I want to just add a palette, okay? So I just push that plus sign, and then that brings up your camera roll, and you can add a picture that way, okay? So one thing I really like to do on my Instagram stories, and one thing that I relate to, so I feel like a lot of my audience does, is to layer picture on picture. So I like to do quotes. For me, quotes are something that's really fun. They speak to me. So I'm going to go out of that. I'm going to show you how you can kind of jazz up your quotes, or let's say you can jazz up a picture that you want to post. Okay. So let's see, I'm going to pick like a background. So I don't know if you guys know this, but you can go to Pinterest and you can type in like wallpaper. So for me, pick your tones that you like that go with your feed, and you can add a wallpaper. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the smiley face guy up here, and you're going to scroll down and you're going to find the circle with your camera roll, and you're going to find a quote, and you can layer it just like that. And it looks a lot more fun than just having a quote on there. Okay. So it kind of can go with the vibe of your normal feed too. So just depending on what colors you like, whatever your vibe is, if you want to make it more fun, you can do that. I will layer like pictures on there, things like that. One thing with your stories that you want to be careful of is, and I fell into this trap in the beginning too, is posting graphics all the time. So like, we definitely don't want to be posting makeup graphics all the time. But if, let's say, part of you is like speaking to your audience in quotes, that's a way you can jazz it up. If you sometimes will do things with the artist program, you can add that in with a background too. So there's just different ways to jazz up your story. Okay. And that's just layering picture on picture. You guys how to do that? Everybody's good? Okay.
I would show that. Sorry.
What?
Did you, sorry, I might have missed it because I was trying to find my phone. Did you actually put the second layer? Oh.
Yeah. You want me to do it again?
Can you do it the other way where in case they don't have the button then?
If they don't have the button?
Yeah.
Like go to my story?
So
Like
put
on
the
the-
original picture
Yeah.
and then go to your camera roll and hit copy, and then you can paste it in that way too. If
I've
it's
never done that.
so some people don't have, the only reason I mention this is not to complicate it, but some people still don't have the sticker button. It's
Oh,
crazy.
for real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
So
you're saying go to your camera roll. So you put this up like a background like this.
put your background up. Now go to your photos. No, your actual, are you in your photos? Are those your photos?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, and then you should be able to like hit the up arrow.
Copy it and then go in here.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, look at that. Did you guys see that? I lost it, but it was there.
If you hit paste, it should pop up. No?
It
But that's
popped
how
up
you
for
do
a
it.
minute and went away. I'll do it again. So copy. Man, that would stink if you didn't have that button.
Yeah. And then it kind of pops up.
Why won't it pop up for me?
If you tap the screen, paste doesn't come up. That's
Nothing
weird.
comes up for me.
Okay, but you guys saw the little pop up.
You saw how to do it, right?
Tap that and do it that way.
I feel bad if you don't have that button. That is not fun. That's not as fun. Okay. All right. So we did that. Okay. Let's see. I'm going through my little slides. I also have a slide. I don't know, Taylor, if you guys want me to put that into the artist. Okay. I can do that after. So you guys can see these. So if it's not something you know how to do. Okay. Another thing I love to do is I talk about my family a lot on my stories. Obviously, everybody chooses what they want to talk about. So for example, I'll put videos up, right? And one thing that's really fun is putting music with your videos. Okay. I feel like to me, music speaks to people. And so I just think it is a good way to like kind of break up your feed to add music. So I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go into that little button again, that little guy, that little plus sign to make my story. I'm going to go on my camera roll and I'm going to find, for example, we went on a walk yesterday. Can you guys see that? Okay. And then I'm like, well, it's fun, but really I was probably yelling at him to put the dog down at one point and, whatever. I didn't want to be on camera, right? So I'm going to push that music sign. Okay. There's two ways you can do it. I'm going to show you both ways. One, you can push the little music sign and your music will pop up. Or if you don't have that music sign, you can go to the smiley face guy and you can scroll down to the music button. So there's two ways to do it that way. And then you can scroll in, you can search your music, whatever speaks to you. Okay. You can add that. So then if I was to push that, and I always make this really small, it makes the story more fun, right? So that's the way you can add music to your videos. Okay, we'll discard that. Any questions? Are you guys like, I already know this? Hopefully I'll teach you something. Okay, I know that you guys have an assignment coming up where, whoa, what did I just do? Uh-oh, hold on. It says I'm mirroring. Why did it do that? Can you guys see that on your end?
It's just the music saved or like froze.
Yeah, everything froze on my end too. Okay, hold on. See if I can get back. Okay. Can you see it? Are we back?
No.
Really? Hold on. It's probably my internet because I don't have internet. I'm hotspotting everything. That's fun. It's thinking. But while we do that, okay, so I know you guys have a engagement poll post that you have to do, and it's the storytelling type post. One thing that I love with social media is that you're able to tell a story. You're able to do a lot of things with engagement polls. So you can, with engagement polls, you can find out more about your audience. Sometimes you feel stuck in your business, and engagement polls are a great way to kind of engage your audience, but also find out what they want to see from you. So sometimes I know I'll be like, I don't know what to post. An engagement post is, or a poll is great to ask your audience, like, what do you want to see from me? Why do you watch me? Do you watch me for my makeup? Do you watch me for my family? Do you watch me for, I don't know, you like to go see me work out every day? Like, why are you watching me, right? And that kind of helps you kind of guide. So that's one way you can use engagement polls. You can use engagement polls to kind of figure out your audience. So you can figure out, like, what do they like to eat? One little tip is you can go to Pinterest. If you don't know a question to ask, because I know a lot of times girls get stuck and they're like, I don't know what to ask. You can go to Pinterest and you can type in would you rather questions. You can type in engagement poll questions, and Pinterest has loads of ideas. So if you are stuck, I always say go to Pinterest because you can find any type of engagement poll post for social media, and you can just copy and do your own thing with that. Engagement polls are fun. You can layer the picture on a poll. So like we pulled up that picture, you can put a post on there and make it kind of a fun background. You can put your own picture, you can put a video, kind of just make it your own thing. I don't know why this isn't mirroring.
I would stop the share and then retry everything again and see if it will work.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's no, I'm glad you said, because it's just thinking, and I'm like so annoyed that it's not connecting. Okay. It's still thinking.
And are you in the mirroring? You might want to
Yeah.
exit out and re-enter that now.
I did. Let me.
Since you've reshared. Oh.
I can hold it up if I have to. It's just, yeah, it's just thinking.
Okay, let's
see
do that
my-
for now. And then if you guys have questions, drop them below and we can always like do a little quick like tutorial from our phone where we screen record it.
Well, and can you see if I stop that share, can you just see? I can actually just do it this way. Hold on. Can you guys see this? These are like my slides. Can you guys see my slides? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this, I mean, the best I can do at this point. Sorry, guys.
Perfect. The visual.
Okay. So like I said, engagement polls, there's lots of different ways to do them. So some of the ways you can do it, one of them is asking a question. So you can ask your audience a question. For example, one thing I do almost every day is post about my workout. And so a question I could ask is, do you drink protein shakes? What kind of workout do you like to do? That's giving me information on my audience. Some people will be like, I don't like to work out. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not speaking to that person, and that's good to know. Or, hey, I like to do high fit. Okay, so you kind of can gauge your audience by asking questions. You can use this for makeup all the time. So I will put on like a before and after, and I'll say, what products are you most excited to learn more about? It's just another question you can do. So use those question boxes. I will say with question boxes, don't be discouraged if you don't get answers from question boxes. Yeah, Taylor's going, yeah, because I mean, no, I didn't really know that, but I would use question boxes a lot in the beginning and I wouldn't get answers. And I was like, well, I suck, right? I was like frustrated, but really most people don't want to type into a question box. So don't be discouraged about that. You can also use question boxes. This is a little tip, is, let's say you're talking about the artist program, okay? And you're not getting any answers from the question box. You can actually type into your question box and you can repost it. No one knows it's you, and you can ask the questions you want people to ask you. So example of like if you were posting about the artist program and you wanted to ask a question like, do I have to have social media experience? You can type that in the box and you can reshare that. Okay, so use the question boxes to your advantage too in certain ways. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors with social media. So remember that, okay? All right, there's yes and no polls. Those are my absolute favorites because you can have a lot of fun with those and people just have to click, and that is the easiest way to do it. For example, I wish I could mirror my screen because I had one on my feed right now that was super fun. I did like, would you rather? So I was lacking engagement in my stories. And I will tell you, if you're lacking engagement in your stories, do engagement polls because they are going to, people love engagement polls, especially the yes, no. And on the yes, no engagement polls, you can change those into like an emoji. You can do a thumbs up, thumbs down. You can do a like grossed out face, depending on whatever your question is, right? Or happy, whatever. But people love those kind of polls. So I did, would you rather? Would you rather get dressed up or would you rather wear sweats? Would you rather eat tacos or would you rather eat pizza? Whatever. It's just like simple things, but you're learning about your audience. They're engaging, and my engagement went a lot higher just by doing that. So those are really fun if you're lacking engagement in your stories, but you also get to know about your audience. Let's see, quizzes. Quizzes are fun too. Quizzes can be used. I do it a lot on like weekends because my family's super busy with sports. So we are always on the go on the weekends. And so I like to know in my audience, like who's following me for sports, right? Who's following me for, who's busy like me, right? So I'll say, what are you up to this weekend? Super easy question, but people love to tell you what they're up to. I mean, it's such an elementary question, but people want to tell you what they're doing. So you can do a quiz and all you're doing, I should show you that actually, because, okay. So if I'm going to go to my Instagram, and I'm going to go in here to story, just like I showed you before, right? You go to story and let's say just put, I have a picture. Okay, so I put my picture on. Then I'm going to go to that little smiley face guy. And it brings me up to that page, okay, again. And then you have your poll. So you have the poll, this one right here that says poll is going to be your yes, no. Then you're going to have the quiz, which is right here. So if you pull up a quiz, oh, can you guys see this at all? I don't know. Yeah, okay. So yeah. You're gonna do your favorites and you can add more onto there. So once you put your options, you can push this little thing. It will kind of like give you your own. So if you don't even know what to write, you can do that. That's a quiz. And then you can do, a lot of times for engagement, I'll do like this one, just the slider bar. The slider bar is funny too. I'll be honest. So if you're doing an artist information, I always just like to throw this out there because these are things I did not know. But like, for example, if you're interested in the artist program, slide the slider bar, okay? Just make sure it's not in the middle of the page because people just are like scrolling by and they're sliding the slider bar, okay? So it's fine. Always reach out to anybody that slides the slider bar because you do not know, but at the same time, just make sure you like strategically place the slider bar in the right place. But I'll do stuff like, did you get your workout in today? And you know the little emoji that goes like this, like he's like, woo! I put that on there, okay? So and that's fun. People like to engage that way too. Let's see. Did I get through all the polls? Let's see.
One other idea, can I just say real quick? I love asking for help. So this was one like the question box and some of them, I'll get radio silence. Polls are the easiest for people to engage in, although people do accidentally click polls a lot. So if it's an intentional question, like, do you want to hear more information about the artist program? And they click it, don't feel disappointed if they ignore you. But asking for help is one of my favorite things. So recently I asked people about where they buy their jeans. Holy moly, was it like information overload. And I did a couple polls and my story views like doubled that day. So that's the other thing. Ask people for help. Or actually at conference, I put an outfit side by side and I said, which one should I wear? You know, it was only a couple hours before, but I was like, whatever, I'll do it. And the one I wore, people answered, and then it all worked out. But even if it didn't, who cares, right? Even if you know the answer, oh well.
It's funny. It's so what you're saying, Taylor, because it's like elementary questions get big results. Like things that you're like, do people really care? They really care. Like I was talking about pretzels the other day and I put a question box of what you're like, I did a picture of my favorite pretzels. Have you tried these? I got so many DMs about their favorite pretzels. Like it's just funny things that people care about. So it's totally true what Taylor's saying. And then sharing those results. Like, so Taylor doing her jeans, then sharing that with her audience is providing value, right? Because I know all of you are the same way. Finding jeans sucks. It's so hard to find jeans. So if Taylor's sharing like, all these results, I'm going to want to screenshot that. I'm going to want to save that. And I'm going to go back to her because I know she's going to provide me value. So always think about how you can provide value. It's so important, not only in your posts, but also in your stories. How can I provide value to people so that they want to come back? Because obviously there are millions of accounts. They can choose whoever they want to go to. So you want to be bringing them back for more. So that's a really good point, too. Okay. Any questions on any of those? No? Okay. All right. Captions. Okay, captions are kind of one of those things. Taylor and I have done some talking about this one. Captions are, first of all, if you have video on your story at all, you have to have some kind of caption. Most people are not listening to your story. So if you're on a video and you're talking, most people listen to stories without a volume on because they're usually at work, wherever they may be. Moms are just watching their phone, whatever. So you got to have some kind of caption. So there's two different ways to do it. I'm going to show you the one way. It's not my favorite, and I'll show you what I do. But what you can do is you can go to, so let's say I have my video up. So we'll go back to a video that I had. Where's my dog walking video again? I don't even know. Here's a makeup video. Okay, whatever. So I've got my makeup video on here. And then I'm going to go to that smiley face guy again. And there's a button called caption right there. And what that caption button will do, I don't know if everybody even has this button. So if you don't have this button, I'm going to show you another way to do it, which is my favorite. This is not my favorite. The reason this is not my favorite, I'm going to share a story with you. But what it will do is it will transcribe my audio. See how it did that? Okay, let me share a story with you. One reason I don't like this is it scrolls, it rolls. So it's just kind of hard to follow if you're not a fast reader. But it also, if you aren't checking this caption, if you use this and you don't reread what this is hearing you say, right? It's a computer, it will write whatever it thinks you're saying. Just like when you're doing like auto text, right? It doesn't always get it right. So one day I was in a hurry. I put up a story about my son and it said my son was dead, you guys, on the auto caption, and I didn't even notice. So I started getting all these DMs. They're like, oh, we were listening to your story, or we were reading your story. It said your son was dead, and then the next slide he was happy. So we were okay, but we were worried. So just so you know, these are not always accurate. So if you're going to use the rolling captions, just make sure you proofread what it says. But I will say that most people, I know Taylor's done a poll on this. I've seen other Instagrammers do polls on this, and most people do not prefer those kind of captions. I will say I use those captions if I'm in a bind or I'm in a big hurry. So it's not like the end of the world if you use those captions, but I will say that to me, what I like to do that I think is so much better is if this was my video, I'm going to summarize what this is saying. Okay. And I would just go to that little text at the top, that little A at the top, and I'm going to type out whatever I want it to say, use whatever font I want it to say. And then that way it's just more cohesive. It's right here. It's bold because you can use, like, if I was to say, I don't know, I'll just type in contour. So I can, where did it go? This is hard doing it this way. Okay. So there's like, that's really hard to see though. So you can change your background. You guys know how to do that, right? Where you get like that bolded background. So I will just type it out there. I'll change my color. Do you guys know how to change your color so you can get a different background color on your writing? You guys know how to do that? Okay, so no? Okay, Kathy, let me show you
real quick because of people watching the replay. Sorry.
Okay, you're fine. I'm trying to like show this without, okay, so if I don't want black as a background there, because for me, I like to use my colors I tend to use more like neutral colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this little color. Oh dear. This is hard to do backwards. I'm sorry. See that little like circle that has color on it? Okay, I'm going to push that. And it's going to give me this little like eyedropper guy right here. And I'm going to push that eyedropper. And do you see that little thing that came out like that, the little color bubble? I can move that around to get different colors like this, and it will change my background. And then if I want the wording to be that way and the white background, I can do that, or I can push that A again, and I can get it a different color. So it's another way to kind of make your feed more cohesive. Okay, and I do that a lot. You can also do like a running text. So that button next to it, what that will do is it will make your font go like that. Did you see how that did that? So it'll just kind of like a little choppier. I don't love it, to be honest, but it's a way to make your stories fun and exciting. Okay. One thing with stories, you want to make them fun. You want to make them exciting. Okay. And there's just like these little features that you can use. Oh, okay, this is totally not on topic, but I will share you a tip that I just found out. I was watching Reels and I found this. There's a hidden Instagram font, you guys, that I just found out about. Taylor, do you know this? Okay, I'm going to show you. I was really excited because I love it. I think it's super fun. Okay, so you go to your A, okay, and you go to, let's see, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, I believe, over. Yeah, 6 over. Okay, so it's one that has this like weird background. Okay, so what you do is you put papyrus. Sounds so weird. Papyrus. Can you see how it changed my font? Did you see the font before to that? You guys are not, you're like, I don't get it. Watch.
It's a little hard to see, but
dang it, try it. It will
so
change
papyrus, you said? Because sometimes when you hold
Papyrus.
your phone out, you cut out a little bit.
Oh shoot. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, now it won't do it. Now it's like giving it to me. Okay, hold on. This is really cool, I promise. Okay. Hey, do you see that? Can you guys see that font? Kind of. Catherine's like, not really. Anyways, if you type papyrus, it will change it to a whole different font. And then you can erase it and you've got that font.
Cool.
There you go. There's a fun little tip. Okay. I'm full
Real
of
quick
like
on
weird
captions. If you do the auto caption, so first off, Lauren and I do prefer static captions. I think some of us it's also how we consume. And I will say my audience was a little more towards static captions. But if it's the difference of you posting captions versus not, post the rolling captions. There are sometimes I'm too much in a hurry. I'll post the rolling captions, get it up and be done. The other thing is if you tap on the rolling captions, you can edit them. So Saint will never be spelled right. So I always go in and change it. So keep that in mind. Or where Lauren said her son is dead, like had she caught that, she could have edited it before she posted. So just know that.
Definitely check your words on those. Okay. Do you guys know how to add a reel to your story? Okay. Is that too much, Taylor? Do you want me not to go into that? Okay. Don't go into that.
I think, yeah, just because of time.
Okay. I'll skip over that part. Really quick, I just want to show you how to add like stickers to your story or just to make it a little bit more fun. Do you guys know how to do that? You guys know how to do that? Okay. Really quick. We'll just do it. So I have my picture. Okay. And you could do like fun things where you go into the writing tool, that little squiggly tool, and you can change the color like we talked about, okay? So I like to use this little highlighter guy. I know you guys, I'm so sorry this isn't mirroring. The highlighter guy, he's the third one in the middle, right in the middle. And then I like to take my little color matcher like I did before. So see that how I change the color? And you can just even like make a squiggly arrow or something fun to go to your palette. I know you probably can't see that, sorry. But like you can draw on your thing, that's super fun to do. You can also put a sticker. So if you touch your smiley face guy again, it brings up that main page. And then you can go and you can search. I personally like to do like, I really believe, I know this is not for everyone. I like to keep a vibe going on my story with similar things. So I like to do like a boho search. So I'll do like boho border. And then it will bring up stickers that I think are more my colors. So you can just have fun with that and search. I know Pinterest has a ton of sticker type gifts that you can go look and you can search and find something that works for you too. So that's a fun way to add them. And then all you have to do with that is just push the one you want, add it to your story, move it around. And it just makes your stories more interactive, more fun. However you can make your story appear exciting and fun, people are going to want to come back, right? So adding interest, always think about how am I adding value? How can I add interest to my stories? And I think that is it. Do you guys have any questions for me at all? Anything
No.
that you're struggling with or want or have questions about in general with social media?
So one little thing. So like Lauren said, tomorrow there will be instructions on how to engage, post the engagement. But I'm also going to challenge you guys to get on your stories and talk on them. It doesn't even have to be about the makeup. Like it literally can be share your life, like, and talk about, you know, what happened today. I mean, try not to ramble too much, but sharing your life is going to build that like, know, and trust factor. And when people decide that they like you, that they trust you, and they know you, that is when you're going to see conversion to sales. So we are not salespeople. We are just like people sharing a product we love. And yes, here's the thing I found, this product sells itself. So if you're struggling with sales, then you're probably low on connections and you need to let people into your life a little bit more. That doesn't mean you have to post your kids. Like I know for some people that's a hard line, like Lauren does. I don't have kids, so I have a dog, but she doesn't get a choice in whether or not I post her. So you decide where your boundary is of what you share, but it is important you share your life, and it is important that people see you talking in your stories. So I'm going to challenge you guys to get on your stories and talk. I think it was probably last week, Caitlin shared a bunch of talking story ideas too. So go back and search that and try to get something up, you know, where you're actually talking.
And I definitely agree with that. I think when you let people into your life, there's so many of us that sell Saint, right? You look on your feed, you can find anyone that sells Saint, but people don't come to you for just your makeup videos. They come to you, like Taylor said, for who you are as a person. And if you connect with someone, then think of your upline. You connected with them, right? You connected with them for a reason because they let you in. One thing that I will challenge you, because I have a hard time with that, is when you talk on your stories, just pretend it's your best friend. I used to get on my stories in the very beginning. I'd be so nervous. I'd be, hi guys, how's your day? Like it just was like awkward, right? Instead, just get on and be like, so I'm taking a walk, or like, so you'll never believe what happened to me today, you guys. I was driving my car and a spider was on the dashboard, right? Like you want to know more, right? So be a storyteller. Tell people what is going on in your day. Even if you think it's the dumbest thing in the whole world, people relate to those moments that you think are not even worth talking about. They're going to relate to you. And then that's going to cause your DMs. People are going to get into your DMs and be like, I had a spider on my dashboard too, you know, like just dumb things, but it works and people trust you with that. So anyways, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck. You guys are doing awesome. I hear all about the good things you guys are doing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi guys, let
Thanks,
us know if
guys.
there's any questions. Feel free to drop them in the comments and one of the leaders will respond. So
Bye, guys.
Bye.